Hi, Earth signs. I hope your new year is off to a great start. I wanted to pop on here and do what's intended. We'll see what happens. It's intended to be a fairly short look ahead into the energies that could potentially be coming your way this new year. As you guys know, as I always disclose in my videos, if you've watched me before, energies can shift in a moment, right? So just keep that in mind, that these are possible themes that may be coming into your life, or energies that may be working with you in particular situations that come forth for you each month. So wanted to do this. I thought it was a neat idea to pull one card from a tarot deck for each month. We're also going to pull an overall theme from the Earth Sign Vibes deck to see kind of what the underlying theme is with all these energies that are coming in. I'm also going to list this below. So apologize, if there was a spoiler if you guys saw it already, but I'm going to list each card for each month that comes out. That way you can easily go back and reference it if you, 3 months down the road, you don't want to watch the whole video again. You say, what was my card in March? I don't remember, and see how that's applying to your life at that time. Also, keep in mind this is for entertainment purposes only, and it's a general reading. So take what resonates, toss the rest. Again, this is for Earth signs, so Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And so without further ado here, we're going to get started. So actually first I'm going to pull the theme card. This is from my Earth Sign Vibes Oracle deck. If you would like to purchase that, this was self-created by me. There's a link to that down below. Also, keep in mind, to look deeper into your chart. If you're a Taurus sun, you may have a lot of another element in your chart, a lot of fire, for example. So you would want to also watch that video. If you're not sure how to read your chart or what it means, that is a service that I offer now in my customizable sessions. So that information is down below as far as my pricing and booking a session with me. But from a general standpoint, you can go to Cafe Astrology's website. You can just Google Cafe Astrology free natal chart and get you some basic information. And then if you would like some more in-depth analysis and help figuring out what that means, then you can book a session with me to discuss that. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. Earth signs theme for 2022. Now this could be something that's an issue that you need to work through. It could be an energy coming in. It could be something. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, this is actually, I like this. This is decisive. Decisive is a trait of many Earth signs, where it's kind of like once you make up your mind about something, you know that you want to go forward. There's not a lot of hem-hauling around. So note she's out in nature and taking that time to connect and figure out which way she's going to go. So you may have a big decision coming for you this year, and but I think just to know the overall theme is there's something that you're going to be making a decision about at some point. And maybe you've been wavering on that in 2021, and come 2022, come this year, there's going to be a series of events that happen where you're like, okay, I know that I'm going to move forward. This is the decision that I'm going to make. So, but we'll see. But this is that's the overall theme, and then we're going to see how the tarot relates to that, and then what other messages come through. I've not done a reading like this before, so it may take a mind of its own. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle, and we're going to see what's coming in for January for Earth signs, what energy is coming in, okay? And then from there, the cards that subsequently follow are going to be sequential order for one card for each month. So I'm not going to reshuffle for each month, okay? All right. So January is Eight of Wands. This is an energy about communication, about news, and about something happening. Wands energy is very fiery. It's passionate. Something happening very quickly. All right. So you may be hearing about a job offer. You may be receiving communication from a potential romantic partner, somebody you haven't heard from in a while. We are about to start Mercury retrograde. We will be in Mercury retrograde in the month of January. So it could be, somebody returning, and perhaps you have to make a decision on whether you let that person back in your life or not, or if it's a job offer, make a decision if you're going to accept that or not. But the thing to know for the month of January, I think, is that you are going to receive some sort of communication. It may come kind of as a surprise. It may come out of nowhere. But I think whatever the communication is, I see the Eight of Wands energy as it's an exciting, it's like, oh, this is awesome. Like, this is just, I was hoping I was going to hear this news, or I was hoping I was going to hear from this person. So I think Earth signs, that's a great start. All right, February. February, we've got Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be an energy of a scarcity mindset, of holding on to your finances, because Pentacles, are tied to finances and career. And so what I'm getting is, if you tie this back to what's coming in January, and let's say this is a job offer, there may be this hesitancy and fear, maybe potentially whatever this opportunity is, maybe you're not going to make quite as much money as you'd like, or there might be a period of time where you have to kind of prove yourself, maybe you get a commission, something like that, and there's going to be that fear, and you've got to make that decision of, okay, am I going to take this opportunity or not? I feel like, also, I'm just looking at the image here. I feel like, too, with some of you, there's this, packing up and moving on from the life that you once knew, right? Because it's kind of like, it almost looks like behind her, there's this, like, city in ruins. And she's kind of got this, like, gypsy energy, and she's kind of holding on to what she has left. And I think for some of us, especially if you are, obviously you've got Earth in your chart if you're watching this video, the Earth signs, maybe are, having a lot of energy come into where they're needing to ground more as they're starting to separate, from their 3D reality as they knew it. If you're on the light bearer path, especially, you might be really feeling this. This might be just a need to ground yourself more. It could be also that, this, and we'll see what other cards come out, but transitioning away from the physical world as you knew it. Definitely feeling that as an overall theme for the collective, right? Just a lot of the changes, a lot of the things that we're leaving behind. There may be a need to declutter and only hold on to a few certain possessions, right? It's kind of like, none of this is serving me anymore. And so you may find in February, especially depending on the part of the globe that you're in, if it's winter, if it's cold, it's like, I'm going to take that time to go in and declutter and only kind of bring in what's left. But with the Four of Pentacles, again, that scarcity, it could be just like a desire to cling on and hold on to the past. And I'm not sure when Mercury retrograde ends, but there could be some ties around that, to where whenever that's ending or things are coming back, it's like, oh, that feels safe, that feels familiar, I want to go back to the way it was. So just be mindful. And if you start feeling that energy come in, that it could be tied to a retrograde, and you may want to look into that. Okay, so for March, we've got King of Swords. So King of Swords, this is interesting because, he's definitely in a contemplation mode. King of Swords, they very much go into their head, and they're very much, they are very decisive, right? So this may be the point where you realize, okay, I've got to, let go of whatever this is that's holding me back, and whatever this was that needed to fall away. It looks like I'm picking up for March, definitely some contemplative energy, getting out, connecting with nature, right? We have a lot of animal totems here. We have a bat, we have a crow, and we have an owl, and he's got feathers tied around the post he's sitting on. He's got them tied around his wrist, and he actually even, I've never noticed this before in this card, but he actually looks like he's wearing a vest with wings on it. So it's like the shreds of like what's left, right, are kind of hanging around. These totems are definitely about closure, the crow and the owl. for sure, and the bat is about letting go of fear. So I feel like whatever this decisive, this decision that needs to be made, there's going to be that energy, I think, of going within in March and realizing, all right, this stuff that's behind me no longer serves, and I'm going to move forward without fear. I'm going to pick up my sword and I'm going to go. But let's see what comes in April and see if that ties together here. Yeah, wow. So April, we've got 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. So this could be, letting go of, if you've got to make a decision, if the decisive energy is you got to choose between two potential partners and you've had somebody maybe kind of come back and tempt you or bring themselves back into your energy field, right? In this retrograde period, you maybe have made a decision, you've went inward, you've kind of had to cut out that old stagnant energy so that your 10 of Cups can come in. But regardless of whatever this decision is, I feel like April is definitely ushering in some beautiful, beautiful, happy energy. If you're not looking, if you're already in a relationship, then I feel like this is just a new level of something that's coming in. Perhaps if you're starting to start a family, this could be a time when that happens for you. It's just like everything's kind of aligning, right? All of the energies, it's like this beautiful swirled rainbow happiness. If you're not in a relationship and you're not looking to be, this could just be like, fulfilling your own, becoming your own 10 of Cups, fulfilling your own dreams, closing out these cycles. And once you close out, right, I mean, this kind of looks like a little bit heavy energy. It looks like he's kind of been through the ringer, right? Once you close these things out that no longer serve you, come April, it's like spring cleaning I'm getting, right? You clear this stuff out, you're able to bring in this vibrant new energy and opportunity and emotional balance for yourself. So that's beautiful. Okay, so we've got, May. May is the Knight of Wands. This is, for me, with this card and this representation of it, it's all about your creativity, your fire, your passion, travel. Come May, right now, with COVID and all of the things going on in the world, it's like not a great opportunity to really go out and explore and adventure. And I'm getting that for some of you, there may be opportunities for that by May. The horse here, obviously knights, they ride the horse in the tarot, but I'm getting like a very, it's like chariot energy, but whatever this is, it's something that brings you absolute joy. If it is travel, if it's a creative passion, it might be creating music, creating art. But I love that with this depiction of the Knight of Wands, almost too, like if some of you were waiting, like let's say you found your relationship or you were in that energy and you were feeling like something has come in or was going to come in, you're still this whole person on your own and you're finding your own happiness. Okay, so whatever this is in May, there's absolute just fire, passion, joy, and you're good being alone and in your own energy. So that's actually very beautiful. June is the Five of Wands. There could be something, that comes in your energy field. Again, this is like a competitive energy, right? So let's say you do launch yourself out there in a creative endeavor in some fashion. You may have some competition in that regard. You may have some people who try to challenge you and say, oh, why are you doing that? But, what I'm seeing here is starting in the spring, once you make a decision to let these other things, fall away, be it relationships, situations, patterns, all this beautiful, the 10 of Cups energy comes in, which is emotional balance, fulfillment. The Knight of Wands is creative, right? So whatever this is, once you start changing yourself and changing your energy and stepping into, the best version of yourself, you may have people who are jealous or people who don't resonate with you anymore. And so maybe those relationships have to start to fall away. That could be another, decisive thing that comes in. It's like, well, if I'm going to pursue this passion, then I may have to walk away from this other situation. And therefore, that's where that conflict comes in. It could also be, even though it's wands versus swords energy, this could be within your own, conflict in your head. So let's see what else comes forward here. So this is July. July is the Magician. I love this. I love this. It's kind of like, all right, knowing that you are your own creator, you're your own manifester, you have the power to balance out whatever it is that, you know, was stirring the pot is what I'm getting. If there was somebody stirring the pot, somebody jealous, something competitive, maybe something didn't take off the way you wanted, you know, you have the ability to go back in and, you know, kind of recreate that energy. It's like, all right, let's take a step back. I'm going to pull in. You have all the resources you need. And I feel like it's just this calm, you're almost, it's like a very balanced. See how he's kind of levitating here? He's like, everything's flowing, but he's strong. He's strong, and he's in this, like, his crown chakra has this infinity energy on it. What is beautiful about this too is that this is, you know, this is for July, and that's when a lot of things really start percolating, coming in right before the Lionsgate comes in August. And so I feel like there's going to be an assessment, right? It's kind of almost too, like, I guess technically June is like, but you know, June, July timeframe is about the halfway point in the year. And so that's really an assessment to go inward and figure out what was working for me this year, what decisions, you know, the decisive, what decisions did I make, what impact did they have, really going within and reassessing where you thought you'd be by now and where you are going. And then just knowing that you have the ability to kind of change the flow of how the rest of the year is going to go. So the Magician is and also a major arcana. It's the first major arcana you've gotten, earth signs. So, all right, let's see what's coming August. Okay. August, we have the Nine of Swords. So I feel like for some of you, you know, the Nine of Swords is an anxiety. It's an anxiety. It's you're in your own head. It's a self-sabotage, right? So I feel like there's this interplay of these cards, right? There's something that maybe doesn't go the way you plan, and depending on how you react and respond to the situation, I think is how you can shift out of this, right? We're months out. We're months out from August, so I don't want anybody to hold on to this and say, oh my God, in August, I've got the Nine of Swords as my card. Oh, it's going to be a bad month. No. What's coming before that, and what you always have at your fingertips, is the Magician, okay? This energy is here and can pull you out of the negativity and, you know, this negative mindset. It could be, you know, once you go inward, right, and you do start realizing, all right, if I'm going to flow and I'm going to go this way, and this is the way, the energy that I need to go to keep things moving forward and to manifest the things I want, there may be, you know, again, you may come back, and I don't know when the next retrogrades are within 2022, but there could be some sort of a retrograde coming where, like, these crows, right, that you thought that you let these things go, that you cut them out, that they may return, right? But look, there's the one here that's the light. That's always there with you, always. But often we do have these energies come in, these things get stirred up, the lessons get stirred up, and it's like, how are you going to react or respond this time, right? You don't have to have the sleepless nights. You don't have to have this anxiety if you're in flow and you recognize what's happening and you work with the energies and transmute them. Okay, so we've got September is the moon. This is September is going to be a time where you really need to stay balanced. Also, that would be in Virgo season. So this could particularly be a message for Virgos, or somebody with strong Virgo in their chart. But the moon, I mean, see how she's underwater, right? That you can let your emotions, right? If you fall into this energy, your emotions could get the best of you, right? And you don't want to get there. You want to be balanced. See how there's the two wolves there, the yin and the yang? So for me, this is a time of September as a 9. This card adds up to a 9. It's a time of self-love. It's a time of reflection. And it's a time of, hey, what am I reflecting on? Get back to this and remember that you're the creator, okay? October, we've got the Six of Swords. And so once you do that, see, that's beautiful. You are able to pull yourself out of that energy if you do get overwhelmed and inundated. Six of Swords is the calmer waters. It's like, okay, the lessons, like you've got these crows, like, you know, it's like the lesson, like once you recognize the lesson and transcend it, you know, you get pulled out of that and you move into the calmer waters. So just remember, Magician, if you start feeling in those fall months or at any time this energy tugging at you, know that you can transcend it. Okay, so November is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is kind of, in this card for me, like a fantasy, like a when pigs fly. It's like, you know, you're fantasizing about something and your reality is up here. Now, also, I can get that this is like, maybe you definitely need to ground by this point. I think I did bring that up at some point in the beginning. I kept getting grounding, getting out in nature. And, you know, if there's a decision you have to make, you know, there could be where you're just fantasizing a lot. I'm getting for many earth signs, doing some sort of grounding activity is going to be really important near the end of the year, because especially if you've just went through some sort of a transition, some sort of a like a rebirth. This is Scorpio season also, to where you need to integrate those new energies into your physical body, because here I see a separation of the physical and the spiritual body. Page of Cups is also a love offer. It's also something that maybe could be starting new. Could be for those of you that did, you know, maybe meet somebody and enter into a relationship in April with the Ten of Cups. It could be a proposal or an offer or a further commitment there. So December, So December we've got Death, Rebirth. So it's weird. I was just picking up on that. I just said if you went through a death and rebirth either in this prior time, but for me, I don't fear this card. This is actually a month where I would integrate and reassess and look back on all of the things. You know, where were the decisions that you had to make? You know, what things did you let go of that no longer serve? What things maybe should you have let go of that no longer serve and that you didn't? So for me, the death rebirth is like, all right, this last year I'm processing and I'm going to shed and let go of the things that, all right, these were, you know, it's a good time to process and then also set intentions for the next year. But I feel like there's another layer peeling off. There's more light coming in. And there's also, remember how I was saying there's the balance, right? This is like where they're out of balance in their spiritual and their physical body. Well, look here, there's like a physical form here integrating this fifth dimensional energy. So I feel like this is also that perhaps you come full circle and embody, right? We've got the infinity symbol here, just like we did on the Magicians, and, you know, embodying that manifesting energy. So I think this is actually a beautiful way to end the year. So if you would like to, you know, schedule a reading that would be specific, obviously, to you, because this is a general reading, that information is down below. And again, if you would like more information on your zodiac signs, then I'm happy to discuss that with you during a session as well. I hope this was helpful, guys. Take care, and I hope you have a happy new year.